Kaupapa hou I nei nei e te iwi, he wahanga nui tō te Maori e kitea mai ai e te ao te hiranga o Aotearoa I te wiki whakaata kākahu me te whakataetai I puwhutu pōro o te ao. Kei te tuitui a ata Te Kanawa I te auaha Maori me te ahurea Maori, ke puta ai he kākahu e kapo ake ana I te mata o te ao kākahu me te ao whakaari. Nā, kei te ia o te wiki whakaata kākahu o Aotearoa, a Jodi Thaka, me te mea nei, kiri pākāka, kiri kanohi mai.
What are you looking at?
London, Paris, New York, Glen Innes. D Monic Intent by name, demure and Maori by nature.
My name is Samara and I do art and jewellery.
My name is KRISTIN and I do fashion design.
Joe, I do design and jewellery and art.
And I'm Max and I make a lot of the patterns and do the sewing and designing.
So who's in charge?
We all are.
Equals.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Making a mark on New Zealand fashion is this GI home-based whānau with a wicked sense of self and an award-winning future.
We wanted to have a name that suited our kind of fashion, like kind of edgy and different, with attitude and stuff.
Stuff described as confronting and cool enough to take out the utkutua section of an annual competition run by Maori fashion house Meromora. This allows the whānau to take part in the only Indigenous runway show at this year's New Zealand Fashion Week.
In the beginning, when we told people what we were going to be doing, that it was a kind of like a look like, oh yeah, like that's a cool idea, but I doubt you know, like we were dreamers. But I think it's kind of turning around now, and people are actually realising that, you know, we are making this happen and we are doing it.
They're just probably shocked that we come from Glen Innes, you know, like, because it's kind of like some of it's pretty high fashion. And like quite surprised that we come from Glen Innes, so it's like quite different, yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that.
Educated in the arts at Whitecliff and Peter Minturn jewellery schools, this family took up the fashion trade because they didn't like what was on offer locally and because they couldn't afford the flash gear. How important is it for you to reflect your tikanga Māori in your work?
Well, for me, my family is hard out, you know, and I just want to show them that I'm still into it as well, you know, but through my art, you know, and it's the best way that I can show them that I still have, you know, mana for all Māori art and fashion, anything like that. So.
Weaving culture with the clothing industry is the daughter of iconic weaver Te Kanawa. Ata has for 3 years run an annual fashion competition for emerging Māori designers. The Queen of Kiwi fashion helps set them up.
I was right on the ground really when they first began. We had a brainstorming meeting pulled together by Creative New Zealand down in Wellington, and after a whole day of lots of talking and what could be done to promote Maori designers, I thought, well, what they would really want to aspire to is to be part of Fashion Week. So we offered a show as part of Fashion Week for the first Miramoda show, and they've done it twice now, and this is the 3rd year. Already some of the Miramoda designers have come up through the ranks to have their own individual shows, so it's very pleasing.
Fashion exports are the 4th biggest earner in New Zealand business. Economic opportunities for business success are changing, and Māori designers are adapting to make the most of it.
What are the new 3 F's of business for Māori? It used to be farming, fishing and forestry. We believe, and it's been touted anyway, that the 3 new F's are fashion, food and film. So we're definitely players in the fashion. You know, fashion is extremely powerful, and we're trying to talk to other Māori entities to come on board with us.
While the clothing doesn't have to show obvious Māori patterns like tiki, the models have to be tall, skinny and Māori. Casting calls feature air kisses, bottled water and lots of half-naked girls.
What do you make of what you've seen so far?
Today, yeah, great. Definitely an increase in the number of Māori models walking. Yeah, it's really impressive. The new venue's impressive. And I've got 2 with me this year to be eyes, ears and take notes. So we're just that much more, you know, informed.
Are you looking for something in particular when you come here?
Obviously our point of difference is being Māori, and PIETER has stipulated from the outset that we only cast Māori models, so that's a fairly clear brief. Height, definitely for the girls, they've got to be as near to 6 foot as possible, so that's not 5'8". A natural walk, you look for that sort of thing. Some of them in their photographs look great, but if they can't walk on the catwalk, we're pretty much casting for their walk today, so they've got to have a great, confident, natural, flowing walk.
We're not necessarily, you know, interested in the conventional beauty. We kind of look for someone who might be a bit different, but, you know, even a bit strange to people, you know. So, yeah, just someone that, you know, carries himself well, is confident.
Middle Māori, they choose really good models. They have all Māori models, and yeah, we had 3 of them for the Middle Māori show, and they were awesome. Yeah, they were really cool. Yeah.
Middle Māori are fashion players who have taken the mainstream modelling world by storm.
Are they cutting it? Are you expecting something fresh this year?
Well, of course they're cutting it. We wouldn't have them here unless they were. It doesn't matter where you're from, you still have to reach a standard, and absolutely they're cutting it.
Last year their show won Best of the Week. This year they're moving on to bigger and better showcasing of Māori excellence as part of the Rugby World Cup celebrations.
We're doing a lot with the Rugby World Cup Real New Zealand Festival, which is about 6 weeks after Fashion Week. So we're going to be doing shows up here in the cloud for all of the international and national guests, so that's going to be really exciting, and it's going to extend Fashion Week and the designers' reach quite a lot.
And Utta's right in the thick of it.
It's called the Middle Māori Fashion Extravagance. It's got a French theme. It's gonna, and we're having that in Wellington, and it's actually going to make what we do at Fashion Week a walk in the park. It's pretty big, and we're part of the real festival. So I think Middle Māori is really just the platform for Māori to enter the fashion industry, and I think from there's lots of potential.
Entering Fashion Week isn't cheap. Designers' start-up costs begin at about 25k.
What do you think Middle Māori have done for you?
Just given us an opportunity for people to see, you know, our stuff, especially being Māori designers, you know, and not having to make Māori-inspired clothes, you know, just being Māori ourselves and showing our sort of style, and, you know, they liked us because we were edgy and a bit different, so that was cool.
Inspired by land, sea, sky and 80s rock stars.
David Bowie, Rod Stewart, Prince, you know, Bon Jovi, yeah, just all the greats. Yeah, all the greats, but then we also love Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Beyonce, you know.
Designing for international celebrities just got one step closer with Fashion Week for this Ngāpuhi Maniapoto whānau from Glen Innes.
Yeah, because for the last, 3 years, it's probably, you know, sitting around doing nothing. Well, you know, trying our hardest to, you know, get somewhere, but nothing really happened. Like, we won a few competitions and stuff like that, but then it would go flat after that. So after being involved with Middle Māori, we've just, all these things have started happening. So we feel like, we're finally getting somewhere and things are starting to pay off.